Yeah, so for starters, the way you just phrased it, there's nothing wrong with it. The reality is, um, everybody has to take some things on faith. So even the hardcore atheist takes certain things on faith. Um, just the fundamental intelligibility of the universe is something they just have to take for granted. The universe works the way that it does. Everything, like human consciousness, works. I can't open you up and find where your consciousness lies, but we just take it for granted. Or the laws of logic, we assume that those laws exist and we operate according to them. But the non-believer has to just say, well, isn't it nice that there are laws of logic? Whereas the believer would say, no, there's a reason why the universe actually has these kind of laws to them. It's because there's a lawgiver. So really, no matter where you are, no matter where you're coming from, you have some kind of a foundation of that involves some faith. And of course, in the Christian faith, we know that um, at its core, no one can say Jesus is Lord except in the Holy Spirit. No, at no point in this conversation am I going to argue that we need to have evidence in order to be saved by grace through faith. That's not where I would come from. But if someone were to take a step further, a little bit different than the way that you phrased it before, and and act as if, and this is kind of what you were implying that day, and I think you're talking about feeling challenged in. If what you mean by that is the Christian faith is in and of itself a blind faith religion, and you shouldn't question God. And if you do have questions or you do need evidence, there's almost something wrong with you. You're less than Christian. Now I know you wouldn't say that, but I think there are Christians who kind of act like that. And I think they get that from a mistaken reading of the account of so-called doubting Thomas. Now, I think Thomas gets a bad rap. I think he gives one of the best professions of faith when he looks Jesus in the eye and says, "My Lord and my God." But a lot of people think that Jesus was teaching that if you were really Christian, if you were really on my side, if you were really loyal to me, you wouldn't need any evidence.